Lauren Carter gently knocked on the door of room 305 at St. Luke's Memorial Hospital in Chicago. It was the third week of Mr. Fred Bennett's stay as a patient. At 78 years old, he had suffered a severe stroke that caused partial paralysis in his body. According to the doctors, the elderly man had only a few months left. "Mr. Fred, it's time for your medication," Lauren called as she entered the room. The old patient looked up at her, his eyes lighting up. Those eyes always brightened whenever he saw Lauren. "Ah, my angel in scrubs. I thought you weren't coming back." "Oh, Mr. Fred, as if I don't visit you 3 times a day," Lauren replied, placing the tray of medications on the table. At 32, Lauren had been a nurse at the hospital for 5 years. She had met many patients, but Mr. Fred had a special charm, full of life and stories, even on the edge of death. "Lauren," Mr. Fred called softly. He sat up carefully. "I need to tell you something." Lauren nodded, charting his vital signs. "What is it, Mr. Fred?" "You know, with the few months I have left, I've been thinking about the things I haven't done in life, the dreams I never fulfilled," Mr. Fred said, his eyes distant. "There's one thing I've never experienced." "What's that?" Lauren asked innocently, measuring his blood pressure. Mr. Fred flashed a mischievous grin. He chuckled. "I've never been with a beautiful nurse." Lauren nearly dropped the blood pressure monitor. "What?" Mr. Fred burst into laughter, coughing from the effort. "See, my body's failing, but my spirit's still alive." "Mr. Fred," Lauren said, blushing. "Your wife would be upset if she heard you." His smile faded. "Mary passed 8 years ago, dear." He laughed again, adding, "If she were here, she'd probably punch me." Despite the commotion, Lauren couldn't help but smile. In her 5 years as a nurse, she was used to patients' jokes, especially from the elderly. Mr. Fred, in her opinion, was one of the most interesting patients she'd ever met. "All right, Mr. Fred, time for your meds," she said, returning to her professional tone. Mr. Fred sighed. "What's the point of these pills, Lauren? To stretch my life by a few weeks, a few days?" He stared at the pale tablets. "To ease the pain, Mr. Fred," Lauren replied softly. "To make you comfortable." "Comfortable?" he asked sarcastically. "Is it comfortable to sleep in a bed that's not yours, alone in a room smelling of alcohol and medicine?" Lauren didn't know how to respond. He was right. She had seen how hard the final days were for patients, especially those without family or visitors. "You know, Lauren," Mr. Fred continued, his voice softer, "I have one last wish. Not about that. That was a joke, but I do have a real wish." "What is it, Mr. Fred?" Lauren asked, sitting by his bed. "I just want to know I'm not alone in my final moments, that someone cares about me, even if it's pretend," he said, his eyes misty. Lauren felt a weight in her chest. Mr. Fred had been in the hospital for over a month, yet no family or friends had visited. She knew his only human connection was with the doctors and nurses, especially her. "You're not alone, Mr. Fred," she said, holding his cold hand. "I'm here, and I'm not lying when I say I care about my patients, including you." Tears rolled down Mr. Fred's cheeks. "Thank you, dear. The man who marries you will be lucky." "Oh, Mr. Fred, I'm far from marriage," Lauren said, laughing and wiping his tears. "Too beautiful and kind to stay single," he teased, his playful glint returning. "Enough, Mr. Fred," she said, smiling. "Time for your meds." At 6:46 a.m., as Mr. Fred took his pills, he couldn't help but watch Lauren. His words weren't entirely a joke. He had truly grown fond of the kind, beautiful nurse who cared for him. It wasn't the love he felt for Mary, but a familial affection, both near and unreachable, due to age, condition, and reality. "Lauren," he called before she left, "thank you for everything." Lauren smiled and nodded before exiting. She didn't know that her simple visits eased the loneliness in Mr. Fred's heart, nor did she know that in the coming days, events would reshape their nurse-patient bond. "Lauren, how's the old flirt in 305? Teased Dave, a male nurse on the floor. "Dave, he's not a flirt. He had a stroke, not cirrhosis," Lauren replied, organizing charts. "I know, but he's got a wandering eye," Dave continued. "I hear how he talks to you. His eyes practically undress you." "Stop it, Dave. He's 78. It's harmless," Lauren said. "Sure, harmless," Dave teased. "But why's it always you he picks on, not Nurse Agnes or Betty?" Lauren blushed. "Because I'm his head nurse. I'm used to patients like him, Dave. It's part of the job." Dave laughed and left, leaving Lauren at the nurse's station. Lauren had noticed Mr. Fred treated her differently compared to other nurses. She didn't know if it was coincidence or something special, but his stories and jokes always made her laugh, and she felt sad seeing him lonely. Before her shift ended, she visited room 305 again. Mr. Fred sat quietly by the window. "Mr. Fred, it's time for your dinner," she said, entering softly. He turned, his eyes lighting up. "Oh, here's the prettiest woman in St. Luke's." "Oh, please, if the other nurses heard you," Lauren said, laughing, placing the food tray on the table. "It's true, but I won't say it in front of them to avoid jealousy," Mr. Fred joked. "How was your day, Lauren?" She paused. In his 3 weeks at the hospital, this was the first time he asked about her day. Patients were usually preoccupied with their own issues. "It's fine, Mr. Fred. Busy with patients, but manageable," she said, adjusting his pillow. "Even when you're tired, you're still smiling," Mr. Fred said. Mary was like that. No matter how tough her day was, she came home smiling. Lauren sat by his bed, intrigued. "Can I ask what your wife did for a living?" "Mary was a grade school teacher, loved kids," Mr. Fred said, his eyes glowing with memory. "We were together 45 years, dear. Imagine that, almost my whole life with her." "That's amazing, Mr. Fred. You were so lucky," Lauren said, awed by their long marriage. "Lucky and not so lucky," he said, his smile fading. "We never had kids. Tried everything. Doctors, prayers, nothing. Maybe God's punishment for me." "Oh, Mr. Fred, infertility isn't a punishment. It's a medical condition, not a consequence of sin," Lauren said. "Well, Lauren, in my youth I was stubborn. I had another woman before Mary, got her pregnant but shirked responsibility," Mr. Fred said quietly, ashamed. "Told her the kid wasn't mine, left her. Then I met Mary. We married, but we were never blessed with children." Lauren was stunned by his raw confession. "I always thought it was punishment for abandoning my child, that I wasn't given my own family," he continued, his tone heavy with regret. "Mr. Fred, we don't know why things happen," Lauren said, patting his hand. "But now, at the end of your life, maybe it's time to forgive yourself." "How can I forgive myself, Lauren? I don't even know what happened to my child, boy or girl, alive or not," Mr. Fred said, tears welling. "Did you ever try to find them?" Lauren asked. "I tried after Mary died, but there was no trace. They moved out of state. No contacts, nothing," he replied. "Maybe we could try again. With social media, the internet, it's easier to find people now," Lauren suggested. "At my age, in my condition?" Mr. Fred asked, glancing at his frail body. "No, Lauren, I've accepted this is my punishment. I'll die alone." "You're not alone, Mr. Fred," Lauren said for the second time. "I'm here." "Thank you, Lauren," he replied, "but we both know this is just your job. After your shift, you'll go home to your family, and I'll stay here alone." Lauren didn't know how to counter that. He was right. She cared for him because it was her job, but part of her genuinely cared. Mr. Fred, even if it's my job, I truly care about you. You're the most interesting patient I've met, she said. Interesting because of my jokes? He asked, a faint smile returning. Not just that, Lauren said, because of your outlook on life, your stories, your courage. No courage left in me, Lauren, Mr. Fred said, just regret and fear. Fear that in the afterlife I'll be punished for my sins. Mr. Fred, it's not too late. You can still ask for forgiveness, do good, Lauren said, trying to offer hope. Like what? Donate to charity? Help patients here? He asked. In my condition, what can I do? Sometimes, simple things like listening, understanding, or smiling mean a lot to others, Lauren replied. You know, many nurses here enjoy your stories and jokes. You bring joy, Mr. Fred. His face brightened. Really? I thought they were annoyed with my constant calls to the station. No way, Lauren said, laughing, though she knew some nurses were mildly irritated. They love it, especially when you're in a good mood. Then I'll be kinder tomorrow, Mr. Fred said. On one condition. What's that? Lauren asked. That you stay my head nurse, you give me my meds, check my vitals, talk to me, he said. Lauren was touched by his request. She was genuinely interested in his stories and experiences. All right, Mr. Fred, I promise. I'll take care of you. He smiled, as if a weight had lifted. Thank you, Lauren. Maybe, even in my final days, I can do some good. Always, Mr. Fred, Lauren said, standing and grabbing the blood pressure monitor. Now let's check your BP before I go. As she measured his pressure, she noticed a change in his eyes. The sadness was gone, replaced by a spark of hope. Lauren felt a special bond with Mr. Fred, beyond a nurse-patient relationship. Lauren, you have a visitor, called Agnes from the nurse's station. It was a quiet Sunday night. Lauren was reviewing Mr. Fred's chart, concerned about his declining vitals. Who? She asked, not looking up. Victor, Agnes replied, teasing. Lauren looked up, surprised. Victor, what's he doing here? Why, can't your boyfriend visit you at work? Agnes grinned. He's not my boyfriend, just a friend, Lauren said quickly. Sure, a friend who always picks you up, calls, sends food, Agnes teased. He's in the lobby. Lauren sighed and stood. Fine, I'll see him, but call me if there's an emergency. Yes, Mom, Agnes said, jokingly. As Lauren walked to the lobby, she couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Fred. They'd talked daily for nearly 2 weeks, and she'd learned much about his life, his job as a mechanical engineer, his love for travel, his deep regrets from youth. In the lobby, she saw Victor sitting with a bag of food. Victor, what are you doing here? Lauren asked, approaching. Victor, a handsome man in his mid-30s, stood. Hey, Lauren, sorry to bother you. I brought dinner. I know you haven't eaten. Lauren smiled. Since college, Victor had always looked out for her. Thanks, but you didn't have to. There's a cafeteria here. I know, but I want to make sure you're eating well, Victor said, handing her the bag. Mum made your favorite, pot roast. Wow, thanks. How's Aunt Lydia? Lauren asked, taking the bag. Victor's mum was like a second mother to her. She's good, always asking about you, Victor said. She's worried you're overworked. Oh, Aunt Lydia, always worrying, Lauren said. Not just Mum, me too, Victor said, looking serious. I've noticed you spend more time at work than on yourself. Victor, you know my job's like this, Lauren said, defensive. Nurses don't have regular hours. I know, but... Victor was cut off by Lauren's pager. Hold on, she said, reading the message. Emergency in room 305, Mr. Fred. Who? Victor asked, but Lauren was already running to the elevator. In room 305, Lauren found Agnes and a resident doctor checking Mr. Fred, who was struggling to breathe. "What happened?" Lauren asked. "Respiratory distress, BP 16, 0/90, heart rate 120, Agnes said quickly. "Okay, let's give him oxygen and prepare for possible intubation," the doctor said. "Nurse Carter, stay with him while we prep." "Yes, doctor," Lauren said, holding Mr. Fred's hand. "Mr. Fred, I'm here. Breathe slowly." "Lauren," he gasped, "I don't want to die yet." "You're not going to die, Mr. Fred," Lauren said, calming her voice despite her fear. "Just stay calm and breathe." Soon, more staff arrived with equipment, and Lauren was asked to step out. In the hallway, she saw Victor waiting. "Lauren, you okay?" he asked, concerned. "I'm fine, but Mr. Fred isn't," she said, eyes fixed on the door. "Who's this Mr. Fred?" Victor asked. "A patient, elderly, had a stroke, no family, no visitors. I'm his only daily contact," Lauren replied. "Oh, I thought he was special to you," Victor said, disappointed. "Victor," Lauren said, irritated. "It's not just that. His stories, his jokes, they make me smile even when I'm exhausted." "I get it," Victor said. "But it's alarming how invested you are in your patients. Isn't there supposed to be professional distance?" "Professional distance?" Lauren repeated, annoyed. "Victor, I'm not a robot. It's normal to care, especially for those with no one else." "Sure, but not to the point of prioritizing them over yourself," Victor said. Lauren sighed. They were at their usual impasse. "Victor, thanks for the dinner, but I need to get back to work." "Fine, I'm heading home," Victor said, hurt. "Text me if you need anything." Lauren nodded, watching him leave, wondering why he couldn't understand her passion for her job, especially for Mr. Fred. The doctor emerged. "Nurse Carter, he's stable, but needs close monitoring." "Thank you, Doctor. Sanders," Lauren said. "Can I see him?" "Briefly, he needs rest," the doctor said, leaving. Inside, Mr. Fred was awake, breathing more comfortably. "Mr. Fred, how are you feeling?" Lauren asked softly, sitting by his bed. "Lauren," he whispered, "I thought I was done for." "You're not going anywhere," Lauren said, forcing a smile. "We've got more stories to share." "Who was that guy?" Mr. Fred asked suddenly. "The one with you outside? Your boyfriend?" His playful glint returned. Lauren smiled. Even in this state, he was lively. "Not my boyfriend, just a friend." "Didn't look like just a friend," Mr. Fred said. "I saw how he looked at you, like how I looked at Mary back then." Lauren froze, unsure how to respond. "Victor and I have been friends since college," she said. "Oh, really?" Mr. Fred said. "Pity. Seems like a nice guy." "He is," Lauren said, "but I don't see him as more than a friend." "Why not?" Mr. Fred asked, curious. "Because—" Lauren hesitated, unsure if she should be honest. "Because you love someone else," he guessed. Lauren nodded. "I'm married, Mr. Fred." His eyes widened. "What? Married? Why didn't you say? And why's your last name still Carter?" Lauren sighed. "We're separated, Mr. Fred. Only a year. The divorce isn't final, so I still use Carter. Sorry." "No, I shouldn't have asked," Mr. Fred said, embarrassed. "It's fine," Lauren said. "It's not a secret. I just chose the wrong husband. He was jealous, controlling, didn't understand my nursing hours." "What a shame," Mr. Fred said. "A beautiful, kind woman like you. Who was this guy to hurt you?" Lauren smiled at his concern. "Let's leave him in the past, Mr. Fred. I'm focused on work now, caring for patients." "Like me?" he asked, grinning. "Especially you," she replied, smiling. "You're my most mischievous patient." Mr. Fred chuckled, then coughed. Lauren helped him, handing him water. You need rest, Mr. Fred. That was exhausting. Just a moment, Lauren, he said, holding her hand. I want to say thank you for caring, listening to my stories, showing someone still cares about me. Lauren's heart warmed. It's my job, Mr. Fred. No, it's more than that, he said. I know the difference between duty and genuine care. Unable to hold back, Lauren hugged him, a hug full of love and compassion. Rest now, Mr. Fred. Tomorrow I'll read you that book you wanted. As Lauren left, she touched her chest, confused by her feelings, a warmth in her heart whenever she saw Mr. Fred or heard his stories. Not the love she felt for her ex-husband, but a deeper, truer affection, unlike anything she'd felt for other patients. 2 weeks after Mr. Fred's emergency, their bond deepened. During breaks, Lauren visited room 305, reading books to him or listening to his youth stories. Lauren, am I bothering you? Mr. Fred asked one night as she sat by him, reading The Great Gatsby to him. Not at all, she said, lowering the book. Why'd you think that? You're here every day, reading, listening to my stories, he said. I'm sure you have better things to do, or people to be with. Lauren shook her head. I don't have anywhere else to go after my shift. I'd just go to my apartment, watch TV, sleep. At least here I have someone to talk to. Don't you go out with that friend? Victor, was it? Mr. Fred asked. Rarely, Lauren said. I'm hesitant because I know he likes me, and I don't feel the same. You don't like him? Mr. Fred asked. I see him as a brother, Lauren explained. Plus, I'm fresh off a divorce. I'm not ready for a new relationship. Pity, Mr. Fred said. But you're right to focus on yourself. You're young, plenty of time. Mr. Fred, can I ask how you met your wife? Lauren asked, curious about his love story. He smiled, reminiscing. Mary and I met at a dance hall in 1970. She was a great dancer. I had 2 left feet. Lauren laughed, picturing it. But you know, Mr. Fred continued, I didn't go there to dance. I went because my buddies bet who could get the prettiest girl's number. Mr. Fred, you were so naughty, Lauren said, laughing. Yup, quite the rascal, he said, grinning. And I won. Got Mary's number and her heart. That's so sweet, Lauren said. Love at first sight? For me, yes. For her, more like love at first dance, he joked. But Lauren, it's not just physical attraction that matters in a relationship. It's the comfort and connection you feel with someone. You're right, Lauren said, thinking of her ex-husband and how their connection faded. Like now, Mr. Fred said, I feel comfortable with you. I'm not afraid to share my thoughts or feelings. I was like that with Mary. Lauren looked at him, her cheeks warming. I'm comfortable with you too. That's why you're here every day, reading to an old man like me, Mr. Fred said. Not just because I'm comfortable, Lauren said, shyly. I enjoy spending time with you. Their eyes met, conveying unspoken messages, a connection beyond nurse and patient, beyond friendship. Lauren, Mr. Fred said softly, let me ask you, if I were younger and we met in a different time, different place, do you think there'd be a chance for us? Lauren was startled but not offended. She'd thought about it too. Mr. Fred, that's hard to answer, she said, looking at the window to hide her blush. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked, he said quickly. No, it's okay, Lauren said. If you ask, maybe yes. If you were younger and we met differently, I might have liked you too. Mr. Fred smiled, pleased. Thanks for being honest, Lauren. It's nice to think that in another world, another time, we could have been... Yeah, Lauren said, smiling, holding his hand. Who knows? But in this world, right now, I'm happy being your nurse, and you're my patient. Me too, he said. But in her mind, questions stirred. questions a professional nurse shouldn't entertain, leading to an unexpected path. That night, as Mr. Fred slept, unaware to Lauren, their relationship shifted. A line was crossed, a boundary breached. In the days ahead, they'd discover where this new path led. "This is embarrassing, Lauren," Mr. Fred said as she sponged his back. "You shouldn't have to do this." "Mr. Fred, it's my job," Lauren said, gently washing his shoulders. "And besides, I want to help you." It was a quiet Sunday morning at the hospital. Lauren was on duty, and with few patients on the floor, she had time to tend to Mr. Fred. "I know you volunteered to bathe me," Mr. Fred teased. "Just wanted to see my six-pack abs, huh?" Lauren laughed, her cheeks slightly red. "Oh, sure, I was shocked. Didn't expect a 78-year-old to have that body." Truthfully, despite his frailty from the stroke, traces of Mr. Fred's once athletic build remained. Broad shoulders, defined chest, and arms still shaped. "I was a swimmer back in the day," he boasted, "varsity through high school. Even now my body still shows it." "No wonder," Lauren said, continuing to wash his back. "What about you, Lauren? Play any sports growing up?" he asked. "Not really," she said. "I was a cheerleader in high school, but not very athletic. Nursing was my focus early on." "Cheerleader, huh? No wonder you're always smiling, even when tired," Mr. Fred said. Lauren laughed, moving the sponge to his chest and stomach. Suddenly, a tension filled the air, an odd energy she couldn't place. "Lauren," Mr. Fred said softly, "can we stop for a bit?" "Why, are you in pain?" she asked, concerned. "No, not pain," he said, uneasy. "It's embarrassing. You shouldn't be doing this at my age, in my condition." "Mr. Fred, it's my job," Lauren repeated. "It's not just that," he said, looking into her eyes. "I'm embarrassed because I'm feeling things I shouldn't at my age." Lauren froze, understanding his meaning. She should have felt awkward, insulted, angry. Instead, a warmth spread in her chest, a strange thrill on her skin. "I'm sorry," Mr. Fred said quickly. "I didn't mean to say that. I can finish bathing myself." "No," Lauren said, holding his hand. "I'll take care of you, Mr. Fred, until the end." "But Lauren," he said, "this isn't right. You're a young, beautiful nurse. I'm an old man near death." "Mr. Fred," Lauren said, meeting his gaze, "I'm feeling things a nurse shouldn't feel either." Mr. Fred was stunned by her admission. He hadn't expected her to acknowledge his feelings. "Really?" Lauren nodded, shy but determined. "I don't understand it, Mr. Fred. Maybe it's exhaustion or loneliness after my divorce, but I feel a connection with you, one I've never felt with any patient." "Lauren," he whispered, touching her cheek, "I don't understand why, out of everyone I've met, you're the one who made my heart beat again. At my age, I thought I'd never feel this." Lauren held his gaze, their breaths mingling, and slowly leaned in until their lips met. A quick, simple kiss, but brimming with emotion. They pulled apart, both shocked. "Forgive me, Lauren," Mr. Fred said. "That shouldn't have happened." Soft music swells. "I'm sorry too, Mr. Fred," Lauren said, blushing. "But I don't regret it." They looked at each other, now aware something had formed between them, a feeling they shouldn't have. "What do we do now?" Mr. Fred asked. "I don't know," Lauren said. "But for now I'll finish bathing you, then we'll talk." He smiled and nodded. "Thank you, Lauren, not for the kiss, but for making me feel alive, capable of feeling again." Lauren smiled back, continuing to wash him. Each touch, each stroke now carried a new meaning, an energy they couldn't fully express. Outside room 305, Agnes stood, having overheard their conversation and seen the kiss. Shocked, she didn't know whether to report it or let it be. "Lauren, we need to talk," Agnes said, blocking Lauren's path as she entered the hospital the next morning. "Oh, why, Agnes?" Lauren asked, puzzled by her serious expression. "About Mr. Fred," Agnes said quietly, checking for eavesdroppers. Lauren's heart raced. "What about him? Is there an emergency?" "No emergency," Agnes said, "but we need to talk. In the locker room." "Now." In the empty locker room, Agnes sighed and faced Lauren. "Lauren, I saw you yesterday," she said bluntly. "I saw you and Mr. Fred Lauren's pulse quickened. What did you see?" "Your kiss, Lauren," Agnes said. "I saw you kiss Mr. Fred while bathing him." Lauren leaned against a locker, dizzy. She didn't know how to explain something she barely understood. "Agnes, I don't know how to explain this," she said softly, "but I hope you understand." "You don't need to explain to me," Agnes interrupted, touching her shoulder. "I won't judge you, but as your friend, I need to remind you we have a code of ethics as nurses. I know Mr. Fred's old and dying, but—" Lauren finished. "Yes, I know, Agnes. I know his time's short, and I know our ethics, but I can't explain what's happening. I feel a connection with him, one I've never felt before." "Lauren, you're still hurting from your divorce," Agnes said. "Are you sure you're not just seeking validation or affection from someone else?" "I don't know," Lauren said. "Maybe there's truth to that, but I know my feelings for Mr. Fred are real, not just loneliness." Agnes sighed, worried. "What's your plan?" "I don't know," Lauren said. "For now, I'll keep caring for him as his nurse, and as—" "What else?" Agnes asked. Lauren paused, unsure. "Lauren, I won't tell anyone what I saw," Agnes said. "But be careful. It's not just your license at stake. Your heart is too." "Thank you, Agnes," Lauren said, grateful for her understanding. "But you should know," Agnes added. "Yesterday, a tall, fair-skinned man was looking for you. Didn't give his name, but he seemed to know you. Asked where you were, and I said you were off." "Who could that be?" Lauren wondered. "I don't know, but he had flowers. Looked like he planned a date," Agnes said. "Maybe Victor," Lauren mused. "He didn't mention coming here." "Oh, Victor, your friend," Agnes teased, air quoting. "Agnes, stop," Lauren said, smiling faintly. "I'm serious." "Okay, serious," Agnes said. "But think carefully about what you're doing, Lauren. In our job, we interact with vulnerable patients. It's normal to get attached, but we need boundaries." Lauren nodded, understanding. "Thanks, Agnes. I'll think it over." After their talk, Lauren started her shift, but all day she couldn't shake thoughts of her kiss with Mr. Fred, the emotions it stirred, the words that revived her after so long. During rounds, she avoided room 305, afraid of the feelings she'd face seeing him, but she knew she'd have to confront him and what happened. Mid-morning, her pager buzzed. Emergency in room 305. She ran to the room, heart pounding. Inside, Mr. Fred was convulsing, clutching his chest, struggling to breathe. "Mr. Fred!" Lauren shouted, checking his vitals. "Lauren!" he gasped. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." "Don't talk," Lauren said, moving quickly to stabilize him. She called for the doctor and nurses. "I need to say it," Mr. Fred insisted. "Mr. Fred, please don't strain yourself," Lauren said, worried. "I love you, Lauren," he whispered before losing consciousness. "Code Blue, room 305, Lauren yelled into the intercom, starting CPR. Minutes felt like hours. The crash team arrived, trying to revive him. Lauren stood aside, watching his body jerk with each defibrillator shock, the doctor's orders, the hands working to save the man who'd been so full of life and stories. "Time of death, 10:45 a.m., the doctor said, after 5 minutes of failed efforts. "I'm sorry, Nurse Carter, he's gone." Tears streamed down Lauren's face. She approached his bed, holding his hand, the hand that had touched her cheek, before their kiss. "Mr. Fred," she whispered. "Nurse Carter," the doctor called. "We'll handle the paperwork. You can leave if you want." Lauren shook her head. "I'll stay, Doc. I'll care for him until the end." Alone in the room, she leaned down and kissed his forehead. "I love you too, Mr. Fred," she whispered. "I don't understand how or why, but I do." That night, back at her apartment, Lauren couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Fred's death, his final words, the kiss that colored their brief time together. In her grief, she called Victor, asking him to bring wine. Surprised but willing, he arrived 30 minutes later with a bottle. "Lauren, what happened?" Victor asked, seeing her tear-filled eyes. "A patient died today," she said, sitting on the couch and opening the bottle. "An old man who was special to me." "Condolences," Victor said, sitting beside her. "That's part of your job, right? Losing patients?" "Yes, but Mr. Fred was different," Lauren said, sipping her wine. "He made my heart beat again after my divorce from Eric." Victor paused, unsure of her meaning. "What do you mean?" After a few glasses, Lauren began telling him about her relationship with Mr. Fred, the kiss, their confessed feelings. As she spoke, Victor's face fell, dismayed. At 6:23 p.m. "Lauren, do you think what you felt was healthy?" Victor asked. "An old man near death, and you, a professional healthcare worker?" "I know it sounds strange," Lauren said, irritated by his tone. "But you wouldn't understand unless you experienced it." "Maybe you projected your feelings because you were lonely," Victor said. "Or maybe you just wanted to feel loved and important." "Victor, it's not that simple," Lauren said, moving to the window. "I don't know why I felt this for Mr. Fred, but it was real, not just projection." "Lauren," Victor said, touching her shoulder, "I've known you forever. I know how sensitive your heart is, how quickly you fall, but maybe you need to reevaluate your feelings." "Why can't you believe my feelings for him were real?" Lauren asked, facing him. "Because I still have feelings for you," Victor said, meeting her gaze. Lauren froze, stunned by his admission. Before she could speak, Victor leaned in and kissed her, a kiss full of desire and emotion. Shocked, Lauren didn't push him away. Instead, she responded. "Victor," Lauren whispered as they parted to breathe. "This isn't right." "Why not?" Victor asked, holding her face. "I've wanted to tell you how much I love you, Lauren, but you always have reasons to avoid our feelings." Lauren couldn't respond, and they continued kissing, ending up in her bedroom. That night, under moonlight, wine, and grief, they surrendered to each other's warmth, a night of emotion, desire, and escape from reality. Lauren woke up in Victor's arms, the previous night's events flooding back. She slipped out of bed, careful not to wake him, and went to the bathroom to think. Staring in the mirror, she thought of Mr. Fred, the man who brought joy to her life briefly, who died professing his love. Guilt overwhelmed her, not just for Victor, but for feeling she'd betrayed Mr. Fred. "Lauren," Victor called from the bedroom. "You awake?" "Yeah," she said, stepping out. "Victor, about last night." "Lauren, please don't say it was a mistake," Victor said, sitting up, "because for me it was real." "Victor, I'm not saying it was wrong," Lauren said, sitting beside him. "But I need to be honest. I don't know what I'm feeling. Mr. Fred happened yesterday. We happened last night. My mind's a mess." "I understand," Victor said, holding her hand. "I'm not rushing you, Lauren, but no, I'm not just a friend waiting for a chance. I love you and will support your decisions." Lauren smiled, grateful. "Thanks, Victor, but for now, can you give me space? I need to think, to process." "Sure," Victor said, dressing. "But remember, I won't abandon you. I'm not like Eric." After he left, Lauren sat by her window, watching people rush to work, to life. She thought of Mr. Fred, his stories, smiles, the kiss that brought joy and confusion. Now he was gone, a memory, part of her past. "Mr. Fred," she whispered, "forgive me." When news of Mr. Fred's death spread, Lauren was shocked to learn he had no relatives to handle his funeral. As head nurse, she spoke with the hospital's social worker, volunteering to help with paperwork and arrangements. "Lauren, you don't have to do this," Agnes said, seeing her with the social worker. "Other nurses can help." "I want to, Agnes," Lauren said. "I don't want Mr. Fred left with no one caring." "You've done enough for him," Agnes said. "I know he was special, but take care of yourself too." "I'm doing this for me, Agnes," Lauren said. "For closure." 2 days later, a simple wake was set up for Mr. Fred at a funeral home near the hospital. Lauren was surprised to see many nurses, doctors, and even patients who knew him attend. "Who was Mr. Fred, really?" Dave asked Lauren at the wake. "Why so many people?" "You know, Dave," Lauren said, smiling, watching people share stories about him. "When I first met Mr. Fred, I thought he was just an ordinary patient. Old, stroke, near death. But getting to know him, I saw how deep he was. His stories, jokes, life lessons. He brought light and smiles to others." "Sounds like you," Dave said. "Always smiling, even when exhausted." Lauren smiled, appreciating the compliment. "Maybe that's why Mr. Fred and I connected. We both learned from each other." While Lauren spoke with attendees, she didn't notice a tall woman enter the wake, in her mid-50s, elegant with a unique charisma. "Excuse me," the woman asked Agnes, "where's the nurse who cared for Fred Bennett?" "That's Nurse Carter," Agnes said, pointing to Lauren. "Over there, ma'am." The woman approached Lauren. "Are you Nurse Lauren Carter?" she asked. Lauren turned, curious. "Yes, ma'am. Can I help you?" "I'm Mary Bennett," the woman said, her gaze firm. "Fred's wife." Lauren dropped her glass of water, stunned. "Mary? But Mr. Fred said you passed 8 years ago." Mary cut her off. "Yes, we're separated, but not because I'm dead, as he told you." Lauren froze, unable to process. Mr. Fred, the man who professed his love, who brought joy to her life, had lied. "Mrs. Bennett, I'm so sorry," Lauren said, trying to stay professional. "Mr. Fred told us he was widowed, that you died 8 years ago." "How could I be dead? We spoke on the phone yesterday," Mary said, with a bitter smile. "Did he tell you we separated because of his mistress? That he left me for a younger woman?" Lauren was floored. This didn't match the kind, wise Mr. Fred she knew. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Bennett," she said. "He told us you were happy for 40 years, that he loved you until the end." "Happy?" Mary repeated, anger in her voice. "Happy with his affairs, his drinking, his abuse?" Lauren stepped back, disbelieving. "Abuse, Mr. Fred?" "Yes, Fred," Mary said. "The kind old man you knew was once a violent husband. I left to protect myself." "I don't understand," Lauren said, sitting, feeling faint. "Why would he lie?" "Because that's what he did," Mary said, sitting beside her. "Lie, act, believe his own lies, until he forgot the truth." "But Mrs. Bennett," Lauren said, "the Mr. Fred I knew was loving, intelligent, caring, kind." "Because that's what he wanted you to see," Mary said. "And maybe, at the end of his life, he wanted to be that person. Kind, loving, worthy of love." Lauren sat silently, processing. "Nurse Carter," Mary continued, "I'm not here to ruin Fred's memory for you. I'm here because the social worker called me as his closest listed relative. Despite everything, part of me still cares for him." "Mrs. Bennett, do you still love him?" Lauren whispered, seeing sadness in her eyes beneath the anger. No, Mary said, but some people are hard to forget, no matter how much they hurt you. I know that feeling, Lauren said, thinking of her ex-husband. I know Fred was special to you, Mary said, her gaze sharp. I saw how you looked at his body, how you held his hand. That wasn't just a nurse's care. Lauren blushed, mortified. Mrs. Bennet, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, Mary said, touching her hand. I don't blame you. I know Fred's charm is hard to resist, and it's easy to fall for someone showing vulnerability and need. I'm just confused, Lauren said. I don't know what's real anymore. The truth, Mary said, looking at Fred's casket, is that Fred was complex. He had good and bad, like most of us. The difference is, Fred was skilled at hiding his true self, even convincing himself of his lies. Why are you here now? Lauren asked. If that's what happened, why attend his wake? I wanted to see what his life became after we parted, if he changed, if he faced his mistakes, Mary said. Do you think he changed? Lauren asked, hoping for a glimpse of the real Mr. Fred. I can't say, Mary said, but seeing all these people here, he touched lives positively, so maybe in some ways he changed or showed a side he never showed me. Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Bennet, Lauren said, standing and offering her hand. I'm sorry if I said or did anything to hurt you. Mary stood, taking her hand. No need to apologize, Nurse Carter. I should thank you for caring for Fred in his final days, in ways I couldn't or wouldn't. After Mary left, Lauren sat in a corner of the wake, trying to process. The man she loved was not who she thought. He lied, pretended, crafted a story she'd like. Yet she couldn't deny her feelings for him were real. In their short time together, she felt the love she'd long craved. Lauren, Agnes called, approaching. You okay? I don't know, Agnes, Lauren said, looking at her friend. But I know I need to face the truth that sometimes the most important people aren't who we think. A week after Mr. Fred's funeral, Lauren returned to work at the hospital. She tried to bury the events, the truths about him, the feelings she had, feeling shame and disappointment, not just in herself for giving in to her emotions, but in Mr. Fred for his lies. Nurse Carter, the head nurse called as she prepared medications. There's a package for you at the front desk. A package? From who? Lauren asked, puzzled. No idea, the head nurse said. The guard said a lawyer dropped it off. In the locker room, Lauren opened the small package, finding an envelope and a small box. She opened the envelope first, revealing a letter. My dearest Lauren, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Forgive me for all the lies I told you. In my final days, I wanted to be someone worthy of your love and respect. I wanted to show you the man I wished to be, not who I was. The truth is, my wife, Mary, is alive. We separated 8 years ago because of my mistakes, infidelities, violence, words I can't take back. I wasn't a good husband or person, but as I aged, especially in my illness, I realized my wrongs. I wanted to change, but it was too late. No one trusted me. No one loved me, until I met you. Lauren, in the short time you cared for me, I felt the love and respect I'd long sought. I didn't mean to fall for you or lie, but seeing how you responded to my stories, my jokes, I was thrilled and began believing my own lies. I won't ask for forgiveness, as I don't deserve it, but know my feelings for you were real. In my final days, you brought light to my dark world. In the box is a ring, given to me by my grandmother before she passed. Accept it, not as a symbol of love or promise, but as a reminder that people like me, even late, wish to change. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for showing me beauty and kindness I'd long forgotten. Love, Fred. Tears fell as Lauren read. She didn't know whether to feel anger, sadness, or understanding. Beneath it all, she felt regret and longing for the man who colored her life, if only briefly. She opened the box, finding an antique ring, a simple gold band with a small ruby. Not flashy, but with character and history. "Lauren," Agnes called, entering. "You okay? You've been gone a while." "Agnes," Lauren said, showing her the letter. "It's from Mr. Fred." Agnes sat beside her, reading. "Oh my God, Lauren, so his wife was right." "Yes," Lauren said, wiping tears. "But Agnes, even knowing the truth, I can't help feeling what we had was real." "What will you do?" Agnes asked. "I don't know," Lauren said. "For now, I'll keep this. I need to think, reflect." That night at her apartment, Lauren looked at the ring. Part of her wanted to throw it away, forget everything, and move on. But another part wanted to cherish the memory. Even if Mr. Fred's story wasn't true, their feelings were. Her phone rang. It was Victor. "Hello, Victor," she answered. "Lauren, how are you? I haven't heard from you since, you know," Victor said. "Sorry, Victor," Lauren said. "A lot's happened. I learned about Mr. Fred's wife, and now I got a letter from him." "What letter?" Victor asked. "A goodbye letter," Lauren said. "He admitted his lies, but said his feelings for me were real." "And you believe him?" Victor asked, skeptical. "I don't know, Victor," Lauren said, "but I want to believe part of him was honest." "Lauren, wasn't the age gap huge? What kind of relationship were you looking for?" Victor asked. "I don't know, Victor," Lauren said. "I'm confused. When I met Mr. Fred, I didn't plan to fall for him. It just happened." "What's your plan now?" Victor asked. "I want to clear my mind," Lauren said. "Take a break from work, go on vacation, figure out what I want in life." "Can I come with you?" Victor asked, hopeful. Lauren paused, considering. Was this part of finding herself or another escape? "Victor, I'm sorry. For now I need to be alone. I need to clear my head, see things clearly." "I understand," Victor said, hurt but trying to be supportive. "But I'm here, Lauren. I'll wait." "Thanks, Victor," Lauren said. "You're the best friend I have." After the call, Lauren looked at the ring again. She slipped it onto her index finger, not where an engagement ring would go, as a reminder, not of love's promise, but of lessons learned. 2 months after Mr. Fred's death, Lauren took a leave and returned to her family's home in a small town in Illinois. "Honey, are you sure you're okay?" her mother asked, over coffee on their porch, overlooking cornfields. "I'm fine, Mom," Lauren said. "I just needed to rest and think." "You've been here 2 months, Lauren," her mom said. "You barely leave the house, always sitting here, staring into space." "I'm just thinking, Mom," Lauren said, sipping coffee. "About what?" her mom asked. "Is it Eric or a new man in your life?" Lauren froze, surprised. How did she know? "Oh, honey," her mom said, smiling. "I've known you since birth. I see it in your eyes. You're thinking of someone." "You're right, Mom," Lauren sighed, "but he's not like other men I've met." "Why? What's different?" her mom asked. "He was old, Mom," Lauren said, unsure how to explain. "And he's passed away." Her mom gasped. "What? When? How?" Slowly, Lauren recounted everything. Mr. Fred, their bond, the kiss, his death, the lies she discovered. Her mom listened, gradually understanding. "Lauren, honey," her mom said when she finished, "I don't know what to say." "I know, Mom," Lauren said. "It's strange. Even I don't understand myself." "Not that," her mom said, holding her hand. "You know, sometimes people come into our lives not to stay, but to teach us, to show us parts of ourselves we haven't seen." "What do you think Mr. Fred showed me?" Lauren asked. "Maybe that you can still love after Eric's pain," her mom said. "That your heart's not empty, even after deep hurt." But Mum, he lied to me. He crafted a persona he knew I'd like. Yes, that was wrong, her mum said. But in his letter, he admitted his mistakes, right? And said his feelings for you were real. How do I know that's true? Lauren asked. You can't know for sure, her mum said. But you can choose to believe that despite his lies and flaws, part of your relationship was real. Lauren fell silent, processing. In her weeks in Illinois, this was the first time she felt light piercing her confusion. Mum, how do I ensure I don't repeat my mistakes in love? Lauren asked. First Eric, then Mr. Fred, now Victor. Her mum cut her off. How did you know about Victor? Lauren asked, surprised. He's called here 3 times, looking for you, her mum said. That man seems serious about you, honey. That's why I'm scared, Lauren said. What if I make another wrong choice? What if I'm falling for Victor just to forget Mr. Fred? Lauren, her mum said, love isn't perfect. There are mistakes, lies, pain. But what matters is you learn from each experience and keep trying. What if I get hurt again? Lauren asked. Honey, her mum said, as a nurse you know no medicine is without side effects, but we take it because the benefits outweigh the risks. Love's the same. There's risk of pain, but the chance for happiness is greater. Lauren smiled at her mum's analogy. You're right, Mum. Thanks. That night, before bed, Lauren opened her desk drawer, taking out Mr. Fred's ring. She studied it, recalling their moments, conversations, smiles, the kiss that sparked her life. Thank you, Mr. Fred, she whispered. I hope you forgave yourself, even if you didn't hear that I've forgiven you too. Welcome back, Nurse Carter, her colleagues greeted when Lauren returned to the hospital after 3 months' leave. Thanks, she said, smiling. Good to be back. How was your vacation? Agnes asked, hugging her. Not really a vacation, Lauren said. But it helped. I thought things through, reflected. What's your conclusion? Agnes asked. That I need to move forward. I can't stop out of fear of pain. Speaking of moving forward, Agnes said, someone's been looking for you. Comes every Saturday with flowers. Victor? Lauren asked. Who else? That guy's serious about you, Agnes said. I'll talk to him, but for now I'll focus on work. I've missed my patients. In the following days, Lauren resumed her routine, arriving early, staying late, giving extra time to patients needing attention. Nurse Carter, the head nurse called one afternoon. You have a new patient in room 305. Lauren paused. That was Mr. Fred's old room. Who's the patient? An elderly man, 82, prostate cancer, stage 4, the head nurse said. No family, so he needs personal attention. Okay, Lauren said, taking the chart. Walking to room 305, she couldn't help thinking of Mr. Fred, the days spent in that room, the stories, laughter, the kiss that changed her. She knocked, took a deep breath, and entered. Good afternoon, Mr. Sanders, she greeted the man on the bed. I'm Nurse Carter, your caregiver. Ah, Nurse Carter, he said, his voice soft but lively. They say you're the kindest nurse here. Lauren smiled, approaching. Who told you that? Lots of folks, he said. Even Dr. Mendoza mentioned you, said I'm lucky to have you. I'll do everything to make your stay comfortable, Mr. Sanders, Lauren said, checking his vitals. Call me Frank, he said. I'm not big on formalities. All right, Mr. Frank, Lauren said. How are you feeling today? Weak, but alive, he said. You know, Nurse Carter, I'm not afraid to die. I'm just scared of dying alone. Lauren looked at him, seeing the same fear and loneliness she saw in Mr. Fred's eyes when they first met. You won't be alone, Mr. Frank, she said, holding his hand. As long as I'm here, we'll care for you. Thank you, Nurse Carter. Sorry if I'm emotional. Guess it's knowing the end's near. No need to apologize, Mr. Frank. It's normal, given your situation. As she took his vitals, Lauren noticed a book on his table, a copy of The Great Gatsby, the same book she read to Mr. Fred. You like American literature? She asked. Oh yes, he said. I was an English professor at Northwestern, retired now but still reading. Gatsby is a favorite. I read that to a patient once, Lauren said. His face lit up. If you're not busy, you could read it to me. Lauren smiled, and in that smile, she felt a new story beginning, not like the past, but carrying its lessons. Sure, Mr. Frank, tonight after your dinner. In that room, where a life-changing story began, another was starting. Lauren didn't know where it would lead, but she was ready to face it with courage and self-trust. Lauren, Victor called, standing from a hospital lobby chair when he saw her. Victor? Lauren approached, smiling. Sorry I haven't talked to you in a while. No problem, he said, handing her flowers. For you, welcome back. Thanks, she said, accepting them. Want to grab coffee? My shift's over. Of course, Victor said, visibly happy. At a small coffee shop near the hospital, they sat in a quiet corner. How was your vacation? Victor asked. Not really a vacation, Lauren said. I went home to Illinois, talked to Mom, cleared my head. What's your conclusion? Victor asked, sipping coffee. I need to keep going. I can't stop out of fear. I need to face my feelings, even those for Mr. Fred and for you. Victor nearly dropped his cup, shocked by her directness. Lauren, what do you mean? Victor, I've been reflecting for months, Lauren said. One thing I thought about was that night after Mr. Fred's funeral. Lauren, you don't have to. Listen, Victor, she said. That night I gave in to grief and confusion, but that doesn't mean my feelings weren't real. What are you saying? Victor asked, eyes hopeful. You've been my friend forever, Lauren said. You saw me at my lowest, helped me after Eric left, supported my dreams, and I know you've long wondered if I see you as more than a friend. Lauren, I know you've been through a lot. Your divorce, Mr. Fred, everything you learned. I'm not rushing you, Victor said. I know, Victor, and that's why I'm sure of my feelings now, she said. But I want you to know, part of my heart is still with Mr. Fred. I understand, he said. What matters is you're giving me a chance. Yes, Victor, she said, holding his hand. But slowly, okay? I want to do this right. Of course, Victor said, smiling. I'll wait years if I have to. Lauren. That night, lying in bed, Lauren looked at Mr. Fred's ring. She no longer wore it but kept it in a small box by her bed, a reminder of the past, lessons learned, and the heart's capacity to heal and love again. Thank you, Mr. Fred, she whispered. Because of you, I learned to love again. My heart opened, despite fear of pain. Now I'm ready to move forward. 5 years later. Lauren, be careful, Victor said, holding his wife's shoulder as they walked into a Chicago cemetery. I'm fine, Victor, Lauren said, smiling. She was 5 months pregnant, finding long walks challenging. We're here, Mama, said their 5-year-old daughter, holding Lauren's hand. Is this where Grandpa Fred is? Yes, Cora, Lauren said, smiling at her daughter, named after Mary, Mr. Fred's wife. This is where Grandpa Fred is. They stopped at a simple headstone, Fred Bennett, 1947 to 2025. Loved and remembered. How's it going, Fred? Lauren whispered, placing flowers on the grave. I brought visitors again. Hello, Grandpa Fred, Cora said, adding her flowers. Mama says you were kind and had lots of stories. Lauren smiled, touching her daughter's shoulder. Yes, he had so many stories, honey. One day I'll tell you all about them. Even about your relationship? Cora asked. Lauren froze, surprised. How do you know that, Cora? I heard you and Papa talking, Cora said. You said Grandpa Fred taught you to love again. That's why Papa came into your life. Lauren looked at Victor, who smiled. In their 5 years together, Victor was open about Lauren's past and Mr. Fred's role in her life. Yes, that's right, honey, Lauren said, kneeling to face Cora. Grandpa Fred taught me the heart can heal and love again, even after great pain. Grandpa Fred sounds amazing, Cora said, looking at the grave. He wasn't perfect, Cora, Lauren said. He made mistakes, like everyone, but in the end, he faced them and learned. Like you, Mama, Cora said. Lauren laughed, pinching her nose. Yes, like me. Maybe that's why Grandpa Fred and I understood each other. We were both seeking forgiveness and a second chance. Let's go, it's getting late, Victor said, holding Lauren and Cora's hands. Mama needs rest. Okay, Victor, Lauren said. Just a moment. As Victor and Cora walked ahead, Lauren glanced back at Mr. Fred's grave. From her bag, she took the box with his ring. She hadn't worn it in years, but always brought it when visiting. Thank you, Mr. Fred, she whispered. Wherever you are, I know you're smiling, seeing I moved forward, forgave you myself and those who hurt me. I opened my heart again and found happiness I never thought I'd have. She closed the box, returning it to her bag. As she walked away, she touched her belly, feeling a warm breeze on her shoulder, not harsh, but comforting, like an embrace, assuring her everything would be okay. Goodbye, Mr. Fred, she said to the breeze, until we meet again. At the path's end, Victor and Cora waited, her family, her future. As she approached them, she knew her story with Mr. Fred was just one chapter in her life, a vital chapter that changed her, but not her whole story. With each step, she carried lessons from the past, gratitude for the present, and hope for the future. In her heart, a warm reminder, life, like love, isn't perfect. There are mistakes, lies, pain, but what matters is we keep learning, trying, and loving. Thank you so much for listening to the unique story of Lauren and Mr. Fred. I hope you found some lessons in their tale.